Hi and welcome to my new video, and I'm doing another review of a Gshock Steel Series watch. This new model adopts tough Gshock styling with a disc indicator at 6 o'clock that shows the current mode and charge level, and a front button that completes the overall rugged look. That's the front button for the illumination. The disc around a graphic digital display between 1 and 2 o'clock and the digital display at 12 o'clock add to both functionality and looks. The analog digital GST-B300 looks like a combination of the GST-B100 case and the GST-B200 dial, and has more traditional armored shock appearance than the sleeker GST-B200. It is also the first G-Steel model with a front LED light button. Like the GST-B200, the GST-B300 is a carbon core guard model with a carbon fiber reinforced case and an LCD display. The carbon fiber reinforced resin also extends to the front side button guards. The GST-B300 has a tough solar power and a Bluetooth smartphone link, the signature features of the GST-B models. Other features include world time, 1/1000th of a second stopwatch, 1/10th of a second countdown timer, and it maxes out at 24 hours, 5 multifunctional alarms with a daily alarm, one time and the schedule, and full auto double LED light, that's the super illuminator, with adjustable afterglow. The GST-B300 measures 51 millimeters times 50 millimeters and 15.5 millimeters in depth. The GST-B300 has hands with a quick release side lever. The first problem that carbon fiber solves is the size and the weight of the watch, which is quite relevant, especially if the watch is on the bracelet. Shock resistance also has reached a new level, although a G-Shock has never had a problem with it. The main thing is that the electronic module is really protected. That's why we love the G-Shocks. It's interesting to look at the propeller, let's call it, at the 6 o'clock position, where a color stripe ideally shows the battery charge. We have already seen similar experiments with the screws of the GST-B100, and such a solution has not gone to everyone. Now let's run through some basic operations of the watch, or the indicators on the watch dial. First of all, you have the standard timekeeping, and that's the mode we are currently in. And first of all, I want to say that the dial has the quite in-depth or the deep look to it. This watch is a tough solar movement, which means that it has solar cells integrated in the watch dial, and the battery self-charges. Pointing to that reference is the screen indicator that shows the battery level, and that's over here at this, let's call it a gear, and this gear shows the battery level. So you have the empty and full, and currently we see that the watch is on the medium battery level. Other watch indicators are as when it comes to the connecting your watch with the your phone, and that's the Bluetooth connection. You have the ready and the connect. The second hand will move to appropriately when you connect your phone with your watch. On the upper two dials, you have the ability to see your in this case month, day, and the day in the letter value. Currently it's set on English. This watch also has the illumination button, and that's the button over there, as I previously told you, and it has the very nice LED that will illuminate the whole screen. Now, the representation of the timekeeping format is shuffled using the adjust button. That's the upper left one, and you can switch. Currently you see that's in the showing the digital time, so the digital time corresponds with the analog time. Each press of the analog, the adjust button, shifts between these two values. Also, there is the over here a quick check of your current time zone. That's the Paris time zone, and you have the option to connect your phone with your watch. That's the Bluetooth mode. Now shuffling through the modes of the watch is done by pressing the mode button, and you will hear the beep. And currently we are going to the world time mode, and the gear over here points to the WT or world time mode. Next press moves to the stopwatch mode, timer or the countdown timer, alarm, and when I press the mode button again, you will hear the higher pitch of the sound, and it will return us to the standard timekeeping mode. And there it is. Those will be the basics of the operations and functions of this watch. Welcome to the tutorial part of this video review. And I'm gonna start off with setting the time and date on this watch. Setting the time and date on this watch is done like this. In the standard timekeeping mode, and that's the present mode that's showing you time, hold down the adjust button until set appears on the upper display, and you'll hear the beep. That beep indicates that the watch is in the hand setting, the setting mode or the adjustment mode. How to achieve the following adjustments? Well, first of all, I'm going to shuffle you through the home city settings, and that's done by a couple of indicators. First one over here is that the this bigger digital display shows you the current home city. To shuffle between the home cities, just press the lower right button, that's the start button over here, and when I'm pressing the button, I'm shuffling between these cities. Also, you can go back to the original home city by pressing the reset button. I'm gonna leave it at Paris. Next press of the mode button gets us to setting the DST or the daylight saving time mode. A cool thing to know also is that the HND indicator over here is lit up and actually flashing. That indicates that the hands are out of the way for easier watch adjustment. Now let's get back to our settings. As I said, we are in the daylight saving time mode settings, and pressing the each press of the start button shuffles the daylight saving time between auto, on or off. And once we are done and set our daylight saving time, pressing the mode button gets us to setting the current time and date, and we are start off with the setting the seconds. How to set the value of seconds? Well, you can set the exact value, but you can reset the value by pressing the start button. Once you're done, press the mode button, and we shift to setting the hour value, and it's blinking, and each press of the reset or start button increases or decreases the value. Next press of the mode button shifts to setting the minutes, and procedure is the same. By pressing the reset and the start button, you can increase or decrease the value of seconds. Next press of the mode button gets us to setting the value of years, and again, procedure is exactly the same for year, month, and day, so you can increase or decrease the value by pressing the reset or start button. So next press of the mode button, month setting, day setting, and we come to the by pressing the mode button once again, we come to the 24-hour or 12-hour time format. So currently it's in the 24-hour time format, and pressing the start button shuffles these two values. Next press of the mode button gets us to time format or the date display format, and you have month, day, date, and by pressing the start button you shift these two acronyms in according to your preferences. By pressing the mode button again, you get to the day of the week language, and currently it's set to English, and by pressing the start button you can shuffle between Deutschland, France, Italy, Russian, English, Spanish, French, and so on. I'm gonna leave it in English. Next press of the mode button gets us to the button operation tone. Is it on or off? The currently key on the upper display notes that the button operation tone is on. By pressing the start button you can mute it, and by pressing it again get it back to the button operation tone on. Pressing the mode button again gets us to the auto light, is it the enable or off, on or off. So basically auto light means that when you flick your wrist to see the time, the watch will auto illuminate. Currently it's set to off, or it's turned off. By pressing the start button over here you can turn it on or off, and I'm gonna leave it at off. Next press of the mode button gets us to the illumination duration. Over here you have the light and the value, blinking value of 1. That indicates the light will stay on when you press the light button for 1.5 seconds, and when I press the start button it will shift to 3, and the 3 indicates that the light will stay on for 3.5 seconds. Next press of the mode button gets us to the auto adjust, and that's the functionality of the watch to automatically receive the value of the time from the radio towers around the world. That factory preset is off, so I don't need it. The watch is pretty accurate, and I'm gonna leave it at off. Next press of the mode button gets us to the power saving mode. Is the power saving mode on or off? Currently it's on. What does it mean? Well, since this is a solar charged watch, it will automatically detect when it's left in the dark for a certain period of the time, and accordingly it will decrease the functionalities of the watch. Ultimately you will always have the correct timekeeping, but the watch will, for instance, after 1 hour in the dark, it will align the seconds hand at the 12 o'clock, so it doesn't run the battery, and presumably you leave it in the dark for I believe it's 7 days. The watch hands minute and the hour hand will align, and the digital displays will turn off conclusively. But when you expose the watch to the sun, it will automatically regain all of its functions. So I will leave it at on. Next press of the mode button gets us to the beginning of the cycle and setting the home city settings. Once we are done with all of our settings and we have presumably set the watch to our according values, simply pressing the adjust button returns the watch to the standard timekeeping and aligns the hands to show you the correct time and date. World time mode on this watch. Well, to access the world time mode you will have to press the mode button, but first of all let me show you a cool feature, and that includes the moving the hands out of the way, and that's done by pressing the light button and then mode button. So, and you heard the beep. Now the watch will move the hands out of the way accordingly, so you can have better access to the digital display and the this gear over here. One press of the mode button from the standard timekeeping mode gets us to the world time mode. Now it indicates the world time mode, and here we have the representation of what time is that. And by pressing the reset and the start value you can switch between the time zones accordingly, and the cities that I'm shuffling currently indicate the different time zone values. So when I go to, let's say, I don't know, let's get to Hong Kong. That's the Hong Kong, I believe. No, Honolulu, that's the Hawaii time, and you will have the current time over here. When I press the adjust button again, it will briefly show you the time in the Honolulu, Hawaii. And basically when you shuffle these values it will indicate the value at the that city. So this is the Halifax. Currently it's 4:35 p.m. at Halifax. Basically that would be all for set world time mode, and once you're done just press the mode button until it gets to the standard timekeeping mode. The stopwatch mode on this GST-B300 watch is entered from the standard timekeeping mode by pressing the mode button and looking this gear over here and the white end of the, let's say, this point. Pressing the mode button once gets us to the world time mode. Pressing it again gets us to the stopwatch mode. Now there are several ways to measure or use the stopwatch. First is the elapsed time by pressing the start button. I'm going to show you how to measure the elapsed time. Over here you have 1/1000th of a second indicator on this watch, and also you have the other corresponding values. Now, as I've said previously, I press the start button to start the stopwatch, press the same button to stop the value, same button to resume, and the same button to stop the value. Now, how to reset the value? Well, that's done by pressing the reset button. How to measure a split time? Well, start, use the upper reset value to split the value, and that's the indication. Split release, and you have the stop. Also reset the values using the reset button. I'm going to show you also how to time the first and the second place finishers. In the stopwatch mode, start the stopwatch, press this button over here, or the reset button, and the first runner finishes. That's the time, and pressing the lower button, that's the second time, or the second finishers. Elapsed time is shown in 1/1000th of a second unit for the first hour of the measurement session. After the first hour, elapsed time is shown in 1/10th of a second. And basically, those will be the basics of the stopwatch mode on this watch. Once you're done, just press the reset button again to reset the values of the stopwatch to 0 if you want to, of course, and pressing the mode button gets us to the standard timekeeping mode. Using the countdown timer on this watch, to use the countdown timer from the standard timekeeping mode, press the mode button once, 2 times, and 3 times. We get to the countdown timer. Currently you have the preset value of the 10 minutes, and the countdown timer time can be set in increments of 1 second units up to 24 hours. If a timer countdown operation is in progress, reset the timer to its current start time before performing the operation. Now, how to set the value? Well, simply by pressing and holding the adjust button, and you have the indication of setting the hours. How to set the value of hours? Well, by pressing the reset and the start button, you can increase or decrease the value. Pressing the mode button shifts us to setting the minutes value, and you can increase or decrease the value. I'm going to leave it at 10. Pressing the mode button again gets us to setting the values of the seconds, and next press of the mode button gets us to setting the hour value again. Once we are done with the setting, just press the adjust button and the watch will let's say continue, get to the countdown timer mode, or actually leave the setting the countdown timer value mode. How to operate the countdown timer? Well, press the start button to start the countdown operation, and the countdown starts. Also, you have the same button to pause, resume, pause, and reset the value. A beeper will sound for 10 seconds to let you know when the end of a countdown timer is reached. You can reset a post countdown timer to its start time by pressing the reset value. And you can press any button to stop the countdown timer tone. So to get back to the standard timekeeping mode, press the mode button, I believe, twice, and those will be the basics of the countdown timer mode. The alarm mode on this watch, well, from the standard timekeeping mode, pressing the mode button gets us to the alarm mode. Now, you can scroll through the values of the alarms from 1 to 5 by pressing this start button over here, and you can see I'm currently shifting from 5 alarms and the hourly time signal. So let's go to, for example, alarm 1. How to set the value of the alarm? Well, you can use the reset button to turn it on and off, but when I press and hold the adjust button, I'm currently setting my alarm value. By pressing these two buttons, I can increase or decrease the value of the alarm. Pressing the mode button gets us to, so previously I was in the option of setting the hours, so currently I'm in the option of setting the minutes, and pressing the mode button you can also activate, is it the daily alarm or the one-time alarm. Once you're done with the settings, press the adjust button and the alarm will automatically turn on. To turn it off, press the reset button. Basically, that would be the operation of setting the alarm, and it's the same operation for all 5 alarms. When I'm shuffling through the alarms, when I get to the hourly time signal, I can turn it on or off using the reset button. Also, I can set the value of the minutes value of the hourly time signal beep. Once you're done with the settings, just press the mode button and you will get to the standard timekeeping mode. So basically that would be all, but once for all, let's check the values. So I have the alarm 1 values, all of my alarms are turned off, and I have the hourly time signal. So one press of the mode button gets us to the standard timekeeping mode. Hand home position adjustment on the GST-B300 is done like this. In the timekeeping mode, hold down the adjust button for at least 5 seconds until the and release the button when 2 zeros starts to flash. Hold it and set, and there it is. So you will have this indicated on the dial, watch dial. If the second hand is not aligned with the 12 o'clock, and it should be, and on my watch it is, use these 2 buttons, so start or reset, to correctly align the second hand. The second hand must be at 12 o'clock. Once you are done with the settings, for the second hand, press the mode button and it will go to the setting the sub dial, and the hour and minute hand will go to the 12 o'clock, to their 12 o'clock positions. But sorry, not the 12 o'clock, they will move out of the way. But so currently my focus is on the over here, this gear, let's call it gear button, I don't know how it's called, mode hand alignment, let's call it. It has to be exactly at 12 o'clock, and currently on my watch it is, so that's okay. But if the mode hand is not aligned with 12 o'clock, use these 2 same buttons, so reset and start button, to fine adjust it. Once you are done with the mode hand alignment, press the mode button, and this enables the adjustment of the hours and the minute hand. If the hour and minute hand of the watch are not at 12 o'clock, use these 2 same buttons, so reset or start, to get them to their corresponding position, and that their corresponding position is at the 12 o'clock. So let's wait to see that. And there it is, my watch hands are excellently aligned. So to end this operation of setting the watch hands, just simply press the adjust button once to return to the standard timekeeping mode and let the watch do the others and do the other or the rest, and it will show the correct timekeeping or the correct time. Let's get to the operation of connecting your phone with your watch or your phone or watch with your phone. And I previously installed the Gshock connected application on my phone. So let's see how it all functions. Cool intro. And over here you have the all of the agreements of this watch on this application. So I basically have to read all of it and agree to the all parts of it, and okay, allow, activate the Bluetooth. So activate the Bluetooth, okay, and here we have the array of the watch. So here is the GST-B300. Go like that. To connect, please push the button on the watch. Since the watch cannot be connected while stop the stopwatch. Okay, hold 1.5 seconds. There it is, connecting. Register to the watch to the app, and we have the pretty simple user time zone date that was updated. Okay, and as I previously set, the value for my second or the world time is the Halifax. There is some cool intro or the, so let's see what's there to offer. You have the guide of the watch, you have the world time, you have the utility over here. No, I want to go to utilities. You have the alarm, you have the timer. What's there to offer? See settings, GST phone finder settings, you have the volume, watch display settings. So basically a settings that I was doing on your watch manually, you can do it using the application over here. Setting the operation tone, set the time for connecting to this app, time adjustment, light settings, power saving settings, adjust the home position, summertime, and basically a basic watch functions of the this watch. Cool application, I have to say. And the user interface, you have the alarm, you have the option to turn on the timer, and those would be the basics of the watch operations or the phone application. And once you're connected with your phone, you have the seconds hand basically showing you or moving to the connect position on the watch. And let's see, when I press the disconnect button, okay, it gets to the standard timekeeping. Well, I previously disconnected the watch from the phone, and that's done by pressing the any button on this watch. And now we're going to see the operation of deleting the pairing information from the phone as well as the watch. Well, from the phone it's easy, just press this button over here, and that's in the settings button. So deleting the pairing registration, and so you have the no watch on this app registered. And when you get to the registering your watch again, you have the phone to or the app to choose between the watch models. Now, deleting the pairing information from a watch, that's done in the standard timekeeping mode. Hold down the D button to enter the standard timekeeping mode, and that's done if you are not in the standard timekeeping mode. Hold down the adjust button for at least 2 seconds until the name release the button when the name of the currently selected home city appears on the display. So pressing the D button or the mode button twice, this causes the seconds to flash. Hold down the reset button for at least 2 seconds and release it when the CLR stops flashing. This deletes the pairing information from the watch and returns to the timekeeping display. So let's go. So pressing the reset button for at least 2 seconds. And there it is. That's basically it. Once you're done, just pressing the adjust button returns us to the standard timekeeping mode. That would be all for this review and detailed tutorial. Please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more of these reviews and my videos in general. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.